Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber.
And I'm Tim Seaman. As Iowa records more than 365,000 total COVID-19 cases, Governor Kim Reynolds is encouraging those that are eligible to get the vaccine as soon as possible.
The governor was given the newest vaccine to receive approval live during a news conference, and we have the details now in our top story at 6.
Is she done? It's done. Wow. Okay.
Iowa received its first 25,000 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine just today. That brings the total number of allocated doses this week to 100,000. Governor Kim Reynolds also announced during a news conference that Iowa will be opening vaccinations to the next group of residents in a multi-tiered vaccination plan.
In total, our plan is to vaccinate nearly 160,000 employees who work or live in congregate settings at the 456 food processing, egg production, and manufacturing and distribution companies across Iowa. We anticipate that it will take...
Governor Reynolds also shared a positive assessment from the Biden administration of expected increases in vaccine allotments, that in the coming weeks. The Biden administration now says that they could be distributing up to 6 million doses a week across the country by the end of this month.
And Nebraska is also expecting an allocation of that J&J vaccine, but the focus will remain on vaccinating older Nebraskans. That's as the state prepares to move into phase 2A of vaccinations. 10% of all doses will now be set aside for folks with underlying health conditions. The remaining doses are set to be given to people between the ages of 50 and 64. Governor Pete Ricketts says that doctors working with local public health directors will be determining who qualifies.
It is important to note that not all medical conditions are the same. For example, a person with high blood pressure that is controlled on one low-dose medication is very different than a patient with high blood pressure maxed out on 4 medications and still has uncontrolled blood pressure. This is why it is important to allow the medical community to make these decisions so we can get the highest risk patients vaccinated as soon as possible.
In total, Nebraska has received more than 600,000 doses of the 3 approved vaccines.
Roughly 448,000 Nebraskans have been given at least 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine to date, and about 147 people have completed the entire vaccination process. Meanwhile, in Iowa, more than 715,000 Iowans have received at least their first dose, while just 196,000 people have finished the entire vaccine series. And in South Dakota, about 150,000 people have gotten their first COVID-19 shot. Nearly 80,000 South Dakotans have received both of their shots. And caregivers have provided an essential role throughout this pandemic, but some Siouxlanders in that role tonight say they've neglected to care for themselves. A Siouxland caregiver tells us that caregiving can be isolating even before the pandemic began, and now those feelings of loneliness and stress have only increased.
Caregiving just goes hand in hand with stress. It's not anything that anybody signed up for most times. It's something that just kind of comes our way, and then you learn how to have a new normal.
And coming up tonight at 10, KCAU 9's Lydia Vasquez explains some of the resources available to help take a little burden off of those caregivers.
It will be a while before the flowers start to pop out of the ground, but it certainly felt like spring today.
That's right. Temperatures soaring in places into the 60s. Let's check in now for the rest of it with meteorologist Marcus Beasley for our springy forecast.
That's right. Definitely spring-like outside as temperatures throughout much of the area were in the low to mid-60s here throughout Siouxland. If you didn't quite make it up that warm, you were at least in the mid-50s. 64 in Sioux City as well as Wayne for your high temperatures. 66 in North Fork and Yankton today. To the east, a little cooler but still very pleasant. 56 in Cherokee. Spencer and Storm Lake with highs of 54 today and 59 in Carroll. Overnight tonight, we'll see temperatures drop down into the upper 20s and lower 30s. So not too bad of a night tonight, but it will drop slightly below freezing for most of us tonight. But the good news, it looks like more warmth for the forecast tomorrow and really throughout the week. I'll have more details on that and what the weekend is looking like coming up here soon in the 9 on 9 forecast.
All right, thanks, Marcus. The murder trial of a Carroll man accused in a July 2019 murder is now underway in Woodbury County District Court. 45-year-old Gary Daines is accused of killing Paul Smith of Sioux City during a fight. Social distancing requirements are leaving jurors spread out across the courtroom. Meanwhile, family members and guests will watch the proceedings via video stream from an overflow room. First day testimony centered on law enforcement and EMS personnel that processed that scene and Dane's ex-wife, who lived at the Smith residence. The South Dakota House of Representatives is leaving the impeachment of the state's attorney general up in doubt. Lawmakers moved Wednesday to delay evaluating whether Republican Attorney General Jason Ravnsborg should be impeached. That's until the conclusion of the criminal case against him for hitting and killing a man with his car. The House State Affairs Committee amended a resolution to impeach the state's top law enforcement agent, striking the articles of impeachment and replacing them with language that said he could potentially be impeached. The resolution holds no requirement that lawmakers take up that issue once the criminal case has concluded.
The town of Laurel is working to raise $4 million for a brand new community center. And so far, they've raised $3 million out of a needed $4 million. Thanks to community members and local businesses, the center will be on Main Street and will replace the city's auditorium. The event center will hold up to 400 people and will serve many purposes.
In the area, there was no place really in Laurel or close by to hold an event with that many people. And there's a lot of demand for that, we found out through some surveys. But also our senior citizen center was downstairs in the old auditorium, no windows, no light, steps going down. And so we want something that's really accessible and part of our downtown.
Construction is expected to begin this May and be finished in the summer of 2022.
Students have faced plenty of ups and downs during the pandemic, from big events being canceled to learning online and sometimes in person. Well, a new way that parents are now turning to help their students cope with the stress of a changing environment is through martial arts classes. One instructor tells us the activity can provide the right channels for young people to funnel their energy.
And martial arts, you get to come here, you get to kick the pads, you get to yell and run around and jump and be crazy and really act like the ninjas that they see on TV, right? Cobra Kai and that kind of thing. And that's been a really positive for a lot of kids right now.
At 10, reporter Marina Bach checks in with students who share their experience with martial arts and show how the sport is actually impacting their mental health.
This week, children in Yankton, South Dakota and the surrounding area are able to receive free dental care and in a unique way. United Way of Greater Yankton is hosting a Delta Dental Mobile Clinic program for its 12th year. Now, last year, the event was canceled because of the pandemic. This clinic is for those 21 years of age or younger. While the mobile clinic can be located is inside the story on our website right now at SiouxlandProud.com or click this story on the KCAU 9 News app.
Well, we may not use all of them, but there are dozens of social media platforms, from Facebook to Twitter, YouTube, and the new one, TikTok.
Why an Iowan decided he was sick of other social media networks and created his own, coming up.
And today was a really nice day, in the lower 60s out there. The nice weather looks like it will continue, but next week a cool down in the forecast. Those details after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Erber, meteorologist Marcus Beasley, and sports director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.
Talked a lot recently about spring being here. I proved the point today. I opened up my sunroof.
That's nice. I opened up my windows driving around. No need for AC or heat anymore, Marcus.
Well, at least not now. It does look like we're going to continue to see that nice weather that we've had today here for at least a little while, but we're not quite done with winter just yet, I don't think. It's early March. We are beginning to see some warmer temperatures, but we can still see a few cold snaps before we finally see spring settle in. The view outside right now from the Ho Chunk Center showing a beautiful sunset out there from downtown Sioux City. Just a really nice evening with comfortable temperatures in the 50s for most of us now, and really nice clear skies. Taking a look at the almanac here, a high temperature of 64 degrees today. That's well above the normal of 41 degrees, so we are seeing those above average temperatures. There in the afternoon, see temperatures at least high temperatures in the low 40s. So that's around where we should be this time of year. And here's a picture of the wintertime moon. It's still wintertime out there. So sent in from Midge Hedrick in Norfolk, Nebraska. A great shot there of the moon. If you have any pictures of the weather, of the sky, of the sunsets, anything like that to send our way, go to SiouxlandProud.com, click on the weather tab, and drop down to send us your photos to upload some pictures for us. Tim and Sophie.
Pretty neat.
Well, after driving home after work just the other night, I noticed the moon.
Yeah, the moon, I did too.
Really bright outside at night.
It's very low hanging as well. Well, recently, social media companies have cracked down on what exactly users can and cannot post. So one man decided to just make a platform for everyone.
How this Iowa app developer went from being booted off social networks to creating his own. That's next.
Town of Bayard, Iowa is not exactly what you'd think of as Silicon Valley, California, but one Bayard man is developing his own social media platform.
Roger Riley sat down with Brandon Earlbeck, who found himself limited by Facebook, and so he just went out and made Your Spot.
I just got sick of being banned and my every post being, censored or my views being shut down. So we just decided to create our own.
So since you have your own site, Your Spot, now there's no censorship or you're not censoring because of a political viewpoint.
Yeah, or belief system. Obviously there's things that cannot be online that are illegal. We don't tolerate hate speech at all. But other than that, your beliefs, typos, how many friends you have, how often you post, those things aren't limited on our website.
So what's it been like to get this started? I mean, just as somebody who doesn't know anything about that, how do you start something like that? How do you go about doing that?
Well, if you have a lot of money, you can pay somebody to do it, but I have a technical background, and so, to get started, you would need a base script. There's a couple websites that actually allow you to purchase a script you can get started on. And February, I threw $10,000 at advertising, and it exploded. And our site just allows everybody to get on there and post whatever you want to. We're not a political website at all. If you are a political person and you want to post political things, that's absolutely fine, and we encourage it. But other than that, it's for everybody.
And that's certainly a unique passion. If you know somebody along those same lines with a talent, a skill, a hobby that might tell a good story, we'd like to hear about those folks.
That's right. We hope you'll share those stories with us by emailing us at news@kcautv.com, and then email briefly tell us what makes that person so interesting.
And then we'll air those Siouxland stories each Thursday at 5 and 10, as well as our midday on Friday morning. That's all here on KCAU 9 News, and we'll have our latest edition of Siouxland Stories tomorrow night. There's even more basketball going on in Des Moines, day 3 at the girls' state tournament.
That's right. 2 more Siouxland teams are hitting the hardwood. We have highlights from Class 1A quarterfinals just after this short break, so don't go away.
Well, these are difficult times, and so musicians will do just about anything to play during the pandemic, and that is true for members of Frankfurt's Chamber Philharmonic Orchestra. They're going all the way out playing on people's staircases.
That is unique, and of course the service has taken off with nearly all openings booked this month. Concerts are about 10 minutes long. They are free, although they say donations are welcomed. A cellist with the Frankfurt Orchestra says it has just been beautiful to play for people again in any form, because the last time they actually performed in front of an audience was all the way back in last October. Live music is one of those things that I think everybody really misses. When I first moved to Siouxland, it was the summer, and everyone said, it's a good thing it's Corona, because you would have just missed that huge Saturday in the Park event that people look forward to. So I am personally looking forward to live music returning.
Yeah, me too. It's almost like street performers more as stairwell performers. They're pretty interesting. But if you are going to be outside doing anything, playing music maybe, it's going to be beautiful weather for it. Tonight, a little chilly, 30 degrees tonight, but tomorrow will warm back up, very, very similar to today's weather, almost a copy, with highs right around 60 degrees. Plenty of sunshine, winds will be light, so another great day in store tomorrow. It looks like Friday's going to be great, and the weekend as well, so a nice stretch of days ahead to get outside and enjoy the weather.
Only a couple of piles of snow left up on the Northwestern College campus.
They'll be gone soon.
In Orange City, that's right. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6.
We hope you join us again at 10, and until then, have a great evening, everybody.